All right, welcome back, guys, to this channel, Potence Hub Digital. Okay, today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, and that is the break of structure. So stay tuned as we take you on this journey on the break of structure. All right, welcome back now. So when we talk about break of structure in itself, a break of structure when it comes to smart money concept or price action, it has to do with that signal that talks about a potential continuation of the current trend. So take for example, we have something of this nature. Real quick, we have let's say for example we have something like this, and maybe we have a market that is moving like this, moving in this form. As you can see, this is actually a market that is evenly moving, in this form, and all of a sudden there is a pull. Yeah. Now, what this therefore means is that this is actually telling us that this is, a break of structure, and the break of structure in this case is this point now. This point where you have this break of the current trend is what we call the BOS, the break of structure. So, for example, we have all of these points you can see here. All of these points is what we call the consolidation period and the consolidation point, and this consolidation point is actually the period in which smart money concepts are warming up for the major exchange. So it is at this point we now know, okay, who actually is taking over the market. Is it the the bulls or the bear, or is it the whatsoever? So it could this is actually a break of structure. Now this is actually a bullish break of structure. It could also be a bearish break of structure. So in that case, this particular you'll be having something like this instead. So at this point, this becomes the new break of structure if it's a bearish trend. So a break of structure is actually the continuation from the current trend. Yes, a continuation from the current trend. So if you're having a particular trend that is moving in this sinusoidal, this type of what's it called now? This kind of consolidation and hesitation, kind of trend, and you have a breakout of a continuation from the last pool. That becomes that at the point at which the pool continued to the previous point of all of these we call all of this level, you could call this your support level, you call this at the point of demand. Yes, you could also say it is the point of your demand level and all of that. So that brings us to where you are having all of this. So this becomes your breakout session. So let's look at a real life scenario, making use of the a real chart, and let's see what that actually is. See, okay, now for example, we have this now. Let's take this away. Let's take our break of structure here. Let's take this a little bit out. Now we are having this trend. For example, let me make it much more simpler for us. Now, as you can see, as you can watch, let me zoom out so we can see clearly and be on the same page as we move. It's actually a very important moment that you need to pay close attention to when it comes to forex trading, so that you become a profitable forex trader. Now if you look at here, the market doesn't just go in a straight form. Yes, the market doesn't really go in a straight form. It goes in you have higher highs, you have higher lows, you have lower highs, you have lower lows. It's like your higher highs, you understand? Higher highs, higher low, higher, like that, and your lower high, lower lows, and so on and so forth. So it keeps moving in that moment. Now, for a structure of this nature that is moving like this, as you can see, this particular, let me do this real quick. For this particular structure now, you could see real quick that this price action is actually working and moving in this particular trend, this particular form, as you can see right here. Now if I should ask what is the break of structure that occurred in this particular chart, pretty much simple. If you increase this very well, let me do this so we could see real quick. Now you have this breakout from this alone is what we call the breakout structure. So from this breakout, you can also, go ahead and set your indicators as regarding whatever are your confluence for your trading. So this is very important. So at this point, when you um at this point, pretty much quick, pretty much quick. So very very much important. You now understand that at this point there is a breakout from the usual trend. So this is the continuation. So this is actually one of it. Another breakout structure we have is you know we have something like this, pretty much very beautiful. Let's look at for okay, let's look at for another breakout structure. Now this is also another breakout structure. Yes, this is also another breakout structure. Say for example, I want to do this as well. I have something like this here. This is another breakout structure, as you can see clearly. Now look at what the market did here. Pretty much beautiful. Now it had this trend moving, so it's having your your lower high, your lower low, and so on, and your high high, and so, and it kept on like that up to this point, and here boom, there's a big one, boom. It just gives you that strong breakout here, very strong. Look at it, boom, boom. So it took the whole of this place. So at this moment, this is your breakout structure. Now, why should you look out for breakout structure, or why is breakout structure important? Breakout structure is very important when you're trading, more especially you're trading, making use of your stop losses and your take profit. It is very important because if you don't understand the major concept of um major concept of breakout structure from your demand zone, or from your supply, then you will be having a lot of issues as to how or where you can place your trade. Yes. Now, for those of us who don't understand what a demand level or a supply level is, let's do that real quick. Let me show us what that is. Now, in this level, now we are having something like this. This is our demand level. If we're talking about demand, this is in this breakout structure. Now, for example, this is our demand level. Now demand level is that point in which you buy, because demand is high, so you're demanding, so you buy. And when we talk about you know when we talk about our the upper level, it is either our resistance level or our supply level. So it is at this point that we now work, we'll be having something that looks like this real quick. So this becomes our supply zone, and this becomes our demand zone. So between the supply and demand zone, the point at which there is a continuation of that particular trend in the market is what we call the breakout structure. So as you can see now, making use of your supply and demand zone, and there's a breakout here. This is also another breakout from here as well. So the more you keep moving, that is how you keep understanding all of this. So go ahead and try this out yourself. Yes, try this out yourself using smart money concept, and ensure that you are being able to understand what breakout structure is. I'll see you in the next video. Yes, remember, if you're tuning in for the first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you would be notified whenever it is we drop a new video for educational purposes, and to also make you a profitable trader. You could as well click in the link in the description to join our community, Telegram, and all of that. I'll see you in the next video.